Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and let's get into the season finale of these Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, before I could wipe the tears out my eye good, because I was real happy for Sheree. They was whooping her ass all through the internet streets. So, let's just get right on into it. Before we do, I got big business to take care of. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you. And shout out to my super thanksters. So I want to give a shout out to Yvette Greer and Carolyn Friesen. And on my Cash App, to Lolita Lindsay. Thank you so much. To Deanne Jackson and to my no shout out Cash Appers. Thank you. I love y'all. I really appreciate all of y'all. Truly from the bottom of my heart. Now let's just go ahead and get into it because a whole lot went down in this episode and beyond. So, of course, because this is the season finale, it starts out with us getting a flashback of all of their dysfunction over the season. So, we get to first see that Kandi don't trust Todd in life or death. Marlo, of course, put her nephews out like their card got declined at the motel. Sheree, been all my life I had to fight, struggling to get these joggers made. And Kenya was having some fulfillment issues of her own as well. Well, the episode starts out with us seeing that Kenya has finally resolved her own fulfillment issue. She took the same advice she decided to give Sheree. She said, while I'm up here talking this shit, let me go put my money where my investment is. So she had to spend a whole lot of money to get her product over the river and through the woods and in her hand, because she got a big deal with CVS to put her product in 5,000 stores, and my product is stuck somewhere in Alaska was not gonna do. We move on to see Marlo. Marlo has her nephews back, and she and her nephews are going by Sonia and Ross's house. Sonia and Ross have volunteered to become a part of Marlo's village and support her with her nephews. So Ross is going to spend some time with the boys, teaching them things about how to fix a car and yada, yada, yada. Well, while the guys are outside working and getting their lesson, Marlo is inside in Sonia's kitchen getting real comfortable. While the guys are outside, Marlo and Sonia are supposed to be inside making some food for them. Sonia announces that she can't cook. She let it be known, listen, that ain't my forte. So Sonia sees Marlo on her phone and assumes that she's ordering food since Sonia can't cook, and I guess Sonia just assumed Marlo can't. Well, Marlo said, no, I'm texting my mom because my mom's in town. Her mom is visiting her for the first time in 3 years, and she's staying at a hotel. Well, Sonia said, why is your mom at a hotel and not with you? And Marlo said, well, because of our history. The last time my mom came here, she stayed at my house. We had a disagreement, and she exploded and went outside beating on all my neighbors' doors, telling them I was all kinds of bitches and whores. So, yeah, I ain't really dealt with her like that since. I'm trying to mend fences, but I can't really trust her in my space, so I'm dealing with her over there. Now, let me tell you something. I give Marlo the business all the time, and I'm going to give her the business some more, okay? However, Marlo explaining, especially this type of experience, makes me understand why she is the way she is. It doesn't excuse why she is the way she is, because she definitely needs to go talk to somebody and get some therapy or some sort of professional help. But the fact that you have those kinds of experiences with your mom or a parental figure, it makes sense as to why Marlo is the go-low Marlo. It's almost like she has this defense mechanism that tells her to attack before you're attacked. And it makes sense when she's experienced something like that from a parent, because your parents are the primary figures in your life that you expect to protect you. So when you have to protect yourself from them, that is ultimately going to warp your view of people and the world and your approach to relationships. Because if you can't trust your parents, who can you trust? It really makes sense as to why Marlo is the way she is. So as they're talking and bonding, Marlo starts test driving Sonia's kitchen. I said, you know what? I don't know what in the cleanup woman hell is going on here, but Sonya need to go ask her mama for some help. This whole scene was very much Portia Simon Fallon. Wasn't Portia real comfortable in Fallon's kitchen? And now she real comfortable with her husband? Portia Simon Fallon. So the guys come in, and Ross announces that he taught one of the nephews to change a tire. He taught the other one how to change the oil. And Marlo was talking about, oh, we gotta feed these hardworking guys. Y'all work so hard. We gotta feed y'all. She lets them know she's been slaving in the kitchen for them, and they go and fix their plates. And she announces that the only thing she did not make is the shrimp. So y'all be careful eating them shrimp. I made everything else though. So they walk off with their plates. And sure, here go Marlo. You need to be worried about giving that man a baby. That's what you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about keeping me off your ass. That's what you need to be worried about. Let me tell you something. Ross is fine as hell. He is an absolutely beautiful black man. Do you hear me? He fine as hell, but he's Sonya's husband. And Marlo be looking at him a little too hard and too long for me. And this whole, is you trying to give this man a baby? That's what I need to know. She's not concerned about whether this girl is really trying to give this man a baby. What she's doing is checking the trap. She's checking the temperature on their marriage. She's checking to see if there are any cracks in the foundation and she can get in where she fit in. I'm trying to see, is y'all doing the baby making stuff? How many issues do y'all have? And Sonya said, well, you know, actually, you hit the nail on the head. We had some conversations recently, and we've come to a better understanding of each other's positions. So we decided, yeah, we are going to have another baby. Marlo, so you still got that UID, that DUI, whatever that thing, you still got that in? IUD, fool? Sonya said, well, you know, since we had this conversation and he seems to really understand where I'm coming from, and I was just so turned on by my husband understanding and us, you know, coming to this place, I've decided to go have my IUD taken out. So yeah, we about to be trying. And Marlo sat there and pretended to be happy for her. And, oh, could you make sure you have a little girl so I can dress her up and stuff? I don't know who in the hand that rocks the cradle hell Marlo thinks she playing with, but you wouldn't be playing stepmama to nothing to mine. Bitch, don't worry about what me and my man make. You just have you a good gift when you come to the baby shower and hope I don't have to whoop your ass between now and then, okay? So we move on to see Sheree. She is meeting with her event planner at the space where her fashion show is going to be held, and they are doing a preliminary walkthrough. Well, as they're doing the walkthrough and looking at the space and discussing the plans, Sheree announces that, yeah, I ain't got none of my fashions in yet. She starts explaining how she outsourced production of the samples to some lady in New York who overpromised but won't be able to deliver. And her event planner is looking at her like, you know what? Let me hurry up and take this check to your bank and make sure that this mofo clear, because this is some bullshit. What you mean you ain't got no You know what? I don't give a damn what you ain't got as long as you got my check. How about that? We move on to see Marlo headed to pick up her mom from the airport, and she is praying that they can get through this peacefully. Well, when she picks her mom up, the first thing she does is start picking with the lady about, well, mama, where's your teeth? Why you don't have your teeth in your head? And her mama said, well, you know, I'm missing threw them away back there in Arkansas somewhere. So, you know, I just been rocking without them. I'm living my best life, you know, hey. Marlo said, you know what? You're right. We'll just get you some more, and in the meantime, we'll go shopping. Okay, mama. They go and stop by what looks like a wholesaler of some kind. Well, while they're there shopping, they decide that they are going to discuss some of the issues within their relationship. And Marlo explains that she prefers to have sensitive conversations in public, because that seems to be the only way that they can maintain some semblance of control. That because they're in public, they're both going to do their best to act like ladies, and they're not going to curse each other out for absolute filth and drag each other like alley cats like they would in private. So this is probably the best setting for them to have these very, very sensitive conversations. So Marlo and her mom are talking, and Marlo's mom says that she wants to move back home to Atlanta. Marlo told her she would love for her to move back. The issue is that she's concerned about whether her mom still has an issue with drinking and drugs and whether she needs any sort of therapy because her mom has been through a lot. And her mom says, well, I really do appreciate that you do recognize that I've been through a lot and that you've been able to forgive me. And I'm also grateful that I've been able to forgive you because you too have done a lot of things that have hurt me. Marlo looked at her and said, well, what have I done? What do you mean? What have I done to hurt you? The thing you did that hurt me the most was when you had me put out of the house that you bought for me over in Lithonia. Marlo said, well, it hurt me too to have to put you out because the reason I had to put you out was I was getting calls from the police about everything but the right thing going on over there. That y'all had apparently turned the house into a trap. The kids are left unattended, you missing for days at a time. So what was I supposed to do? Let y'all continue to run a trap house? And Marlo turns the conversation back on her mom. She says, let me ask you something. Do you ever think maybe I need something from you? Have you ever considered that? Have you ever thought about what I lost by not having my mom in my life actively and consistently from 10 years old? Have you ever thought about the fact that I need things from you? And her mom responds and says, yes, I do, but listen at this. And then she goes into what I call a guilt speech, where she cannot, in this moment, take accountability for the things she feels guilty for. So what she does is deflects from that by saying, okay, well, I wasn't there, but I did do this. So let's not focus on what you didn't have by me not being there. Her mom starts saying, well, yeah, I get that you were hurt by me not being there, but every time those people took you and every time those people moved you, I came and found you. Didn't I come find you? And Marlo acknowledges, yeah, you came and found me. But what Marlo needs in that moment is not for her mom to acknowledge what presence she did have. She needs her to acknowledge what presence she didn't have. I need you to acknowledge that you weren't there for me the way that I needed you to be there for me. Look at the circumstance in and of itself. I had to be somewhere separated from my mom for you to come find me. And be a child being separated from their mother means a whole lot. It means, especially for a girl, no guidance or role model into womanhood, that she had to figure out how to be a woman the best way she knew how because she doesn't have her mom to teach her. So there's so much in the statement of, I needed you, or, do you consider what I didn't get? There's so much that's in that. And I think because there's so much that's in that's a heavy guilt for her mom. And because guilt is so difficult to deal with sometimes, the easiest thing for her mom to do in the moment is to say, but look at what I did do. So we move on and we see that Sheree is at home stalking designers and deliveries. And while she's doing that, Kenya is at CVS preparing to cut her ribbon. Well, Drew, Sonia, and Kandi all show up to support her. And I'm wondering, is this just a scene that they produced for the sake of the show? Because, I know Kenya doesn't have a lot of family, but why was it just these ladies and a couple of the CVS people? Now, I guess at the end of the day, it really does not matter how many people came to see her cut the ribbon, long as CVS cut the check. That's all that matters. I just would expect a bigger moment. So after they cut the ribbon, the ladies talk about Sheree's show, and Kenya asks them, are they ready? And everybody said, well, yeah, we ready for the show. The question is Sheree ready? And yeah, child, this girl running around here, but she got 5 pieces out of 22 pieces. But y'all know these mics and these cameras on, so we gonna act like we care. We sure hope them deliveries come through. I don't know. I'm hoping she can pull this off. She gonna probably get it together. I know she only got 5 pieces right now. Drew said, I ain't with the shit. That bitch owe me money, okay? Drew said, all I know is this better be one hell of a fashion party that she throwing on my coin, okay? Since she ain't never gave me my money for the last party. Drew is that person that when you owe them money, everything they see you doing with the money you owe them. This walking down the street eating ice cream. You know she bought that ice cream with that money she owed me. She need to run me my damn money. So they go marching out and we move on to see Kandi going to lunch with her mom to discuss her estate planning. Well, Kandi tells her mother that she and Todd have decided to do separate trusts. Mama Joyce tells Kandi that what she thinks she should do is take any assets that she had before marriage and put all of that into a separate trust for her children. But not just a blanket trust for all her children. She needs to put Riley as the primary beneficiary. Kandi looked at her mama like, I know this lady in her right mind. And I know she know I got 2 other kids. So she asked her, she said, what about Ace and Blaze? Her mama looked her dead in the face and said with a straight face, they've had the benefit of having a father. Riley hasn't had the benefit of having a father. Because according to Mama Joyce, Todd should have accumulated enough during the course of their marriage that he should need nothing from anything that she had before they got married. He should benefit nothing from anything that she had before they got married. What the real deal is the real reason Mama Joyce wants Riley to be the primary beneficiary is that's the grandchild she got control over. That's the one who she can get in her ear and she can get access to anything she wants. Whereas with Ace and Blaze, as long as Todd is living, if she go trying to get something out the trust, it's going to be a scheme set up by Todd to come at her with the bullshit. Because she ain't going to never be able to pull that with them. Not as long as they daddy round. And it is very telling to me that this woman would suggest that you would give more to one child than the others. That you dislike your son-in-law so much that you are willing to shortchange your grandchildren because they are his offspring. You got to be, she's a piece of work. So Kandi tells her mom, I feel like my husband should get something. I mean, hell, it is my money. I should be able to leave him a couple dollars to get a sandwich or something if I want to. You could hear the scammer in Mama Joyce's voice when she said, well, when you gone, why are you going to set somebody else up for a lavish lifestyle? Kandi said, what you mean, like another woman? Yeah, that's what I mean, like another woman. Yeah. And Kandi, so falling for the bullshit, she right there in the confessional about, well, if tragedy ever struck, I would be okay with Todd dating. I would be okay with, him having a friend or companion, but I would never want him to remarry. Basically so that any assets that would go to her children, whoever he remarries would have no access to. There would be no threat of this person being able to get or benefit from anything that she leaves behind. Well, baby, let me tell you something. Go ahead and get your paperwork in order because you can barely control the man or the marriage in life. What the hell makes you think you can control them after you close your eyes and going on to the other side? If you think you're going to really be able to run this man's life from the other side, you got a whole nother Ghostbuster thing coming. Anything you want your children to have, you need to put in a trust for your children. And you need to leave very, very explicit directions. So now that Mama Joyce got her where she wants her because she know her child, she asked Kandi, well, who's in charge of the trust? Kandi said, well, it would be Don Juan. Mama Joyce said, well, I don't think it should be Don Juan by himself. I think it should be Don Juan and somebody else. Kandi said, like who? Like me? Kandi started laughing and said, well, you trying to kill me off early, ain't you? You better take your own damn hint. Because isn't the prayer always that the child outlives the parents? If that's the case, why is she so consistently, intently studying where Kandi's money is going to go if something happens? Like, I get that you plan for worst case scenario, for any case scenario. I get that you plan for that. But what I'm trying to understand is why Mama Joyce has such a consistent, deep interest in Kandi's assets. Like, do they talk about Mama Joyce's estate planning this deeply? Mama Joyce carries on, no, I'm not trying to kill y'all, baby. I ain't trying to kill. Honestly, it makes me sad for Kandi because it's like everybody around you is interested in your assets far more than they're interested in you. And it's sad. So we move on and we see Sheree is doing the day before walkthrough. It's one day before the fashion show and she got models, but she ain't got no clothes. So they're walking through, making sure that everything looks good. And she's just, I mean, cool as a cucumber. But yeah, everything looks good. This is beautiful. Yeah. I still ain't got my packages. I still ain't got no clothes. So, you know, if push comes to shove, I do have 5 outfits and it'll just go from being a fashion show to a preview. We just won't need the runway. Rowan about panicked. Girl, what you mean? You don't have the clothes? What? Rowan is more panicked than Sheree. She said, where is the package? Where is it stuck? Because if it's anywhere in the United States, I will fly there today and get it. I said, well, all right, big money grip. You better gas up the jet. Tell Sheree she will not embarrass you. Sheree, with her smart mouth, well, what you gonna do? You gonna go help the man make the stuff? You probably should, because I tell you what you is gonna make. You gonna make us look the damn fool when we up here with no damn clothes while you talking a day late and $1 short. Girl, when your claim to fame is failure, you don't get to talk to people when you're actively failing. When you have other people's reputations on the line right along with yours, you don't get to talk no shit as you're dragging them underwater with you. Like, you might be okay with embarrassing yourself. You might be okay with never being able to complete a project. You might be okay with failure. Everybody ain't okay with that. You don't get to talk to people and be snippy and snappy because they're trying to save their name and yours too. So in the midst of them rehearsing for this party where they might not have clothes to show off, Apollo shows up. And right behind him, Tyrone. Well, okay, all right. We know Apollo is here because he got a job here. We saw him get big to be here. But why is Tyrone here? And apparently Sheree is as surprised as the rest of us. Sheree said, why in the hell is Tyrone in here looking like bruh man from the 5th floor? And I'll be damned if he didn't look like bruh man from the 5th floor. Now, you know what, Sheree? Now, see, you had loved that man one time. One time, you was taking them scheduled phone calls and writing up to the jailhouse now. But now, you talking about the man look like bruh man from the 5th floor. So Sheree said she don't know how he got there because she didn't invite him, but she did invite his cousin. So she's assuming that he got the location and all of this information from the cousin that she did invite. Well, they greet each other and next thing you know, they are arguing in the middle of this damn rehearsal because Sheree asked him, well, you could pop up at my fashion show in my city, but couldn't pop up to a restaurant where you were supposed to meet me in your city? This fool told Sheree that the reason he didn't show up is she was trying to send him back to prison. Sheree said, how? He said by publicizing our date on TV. You was trying to send me back to prison. Sheree said, but Tyrone, we go on dates all the time. He said, but we don't publicize them. What in the sneaky link hell is you talking about, sir? So he starts telling her that he didn't know she was going to be filming. He thought they were just going on a date. She said, but you absolutely knew I was going to be filming because you were coming to meet me in New York while I was filming. And he said, yeah, well, because I got approval for that. So you got approval for New York, but not the city you live in? So he's giving her the prison babe run around with a bunch of lies and refusing to apologize. And he's not telling her sorry because she was trying to send him back to prison. So now hell is really breaking loose between them. So Sheree asked the man the same question I had. If the lady tried to send you back to prison, why are you here now? Let me tell you what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is stand me up on TV, refuse to apologize, and make it my fault. Tyrone can go straight to halfway house hell. He literally gives me real life scammer vibes. He has absolutely no respect for Sheree. And what he saw is Sheree getting ready to hit a lick with this fashion line. And I need to try to get back in so I can get my hand in that bag. So here he goes, slithering back, trying to reassert whatever control or hold he felt that he had over her. He's used to disrespecting her, and now he's upping the ante. Rather than disrespect her in private, like he said, because they don't publicize nothing, now you're going to disrespect her at her event, her place of business, on her show, and in front of her children. You're going to have to go to hell, sir. So Sheree notices her daughter standing nearby watching all of this happen, and she cuts the argument off. She said, you know what, I'm not doing this in front of my daughter. And she walks off. Well, Callie is standing there laughing and looking at the man like, yeah, my mom just cursed your ass out. I know it. I already know it. And she tries to smooth things over by introducing herself and says, yeah, I know my mama just told you go straight to hell, but hi, I'm Callie. Nice to meet you. And I really liked that after this whole moment happened, Apollo went and stepped to Tyrone and like, hold on, player, let's have a chat. Apollo overheard the whole situation, and he reminds Tyrone that he is Sheree's friend of 10 plus years, and that, you know, you got to be careful how you handle certain situations. I love that Apollo basically did a gentle check. Like, hold on, player, you ain't gonna come in here with this kind of energy and her event and start a whole bunch of shit. We ain't doing that. So in the confessional, production is asking Apollo, you know, because he has similar experience to Tyrone, is what Tyrone saying about filming for the show being a parole violation true? Apollo said, hell no. According to Penal Code 86, subsection 32, everybody got rights to the media. We have rights to fair access to the media, and they can't take that from them. So you're lying. I said, what in the cell block lawyer hell? Okay, Apollo, we knew he was lying, but thank you so very much for giving us the statute. Well, after Apollo checks Tyrone, Sheree must have decided she might want some company that night, because she decides to reignite the conversation that's going to go absolutely nowhere. And she goes and asks Tyrone, so you really don't feel like you owe me an apology? This said we can apologize to each other. Sheree lost it. Sheree said, now you about to piss me off. I owe you an apology? I don't owe you And since you think you don't owe me one after you done stood me up and embarrassed me on TV and now are coming to my event and telling me how you ain't gonna apologize to me, how about you don't show up tomorrow? Because that's all you want. You want to be here when the spotlight is on tomorrow. Don't have your ass in here. So we move on to see Marlo showing her mom La Archive. Well, while they're visiting La Archive, she has Kandi coming to meet her mom, which I do not understand. Because if Kandi is her arch nemesis, why is she being invited to meet her mom? I don't get it. So I guess since they knew that question was coming, We see this FaceTime call between Kandi and Marlo where Marlo is apologizing for what happened in Jamaica and extending the invitation to Kandi specifically to come meet her mom. I still don't get it. Like, she's supposed to be friends with Sonya. She's friends with Sheree. Why the one person who she just absolutely dragged for filth? I don't get it. So since Marlo and her mom are in public and have an audience, they decide now it's time to have some sensitive family conversations. So Marlo tells her mom that she wants her, as well as the rest of her family, to reach out to her for more than just money. Apparently, everybody thinks she's a money tree, and that's the only time they're calling her is when they need something. Marlo's mom said, well, my thing is, you don't know how many days I've cried wondering why Marlo won't come around me for Christmas. Why won't she come spend Christmas with me? And Marlo said, but I never missed a gift and I never missed sending any money. And her mom said, but that stuff doesn't mean anything. What means something to me is actually being able to spend time with my daughter. That's what means something to me. And Marlo said, oh, that's exactly how I feel. Just the same way that you desire a relationship and to spend time with your daughter, I desire the same thing of my mom. And Marlo's mom says, well, I never told you not to come around. I didn't tell you you had to stop coming around me. And Marlo said, no, but you are the center of all of our issues and we're not going to pretend that you're not. I said, now here is where we're taking the sharp left to hell. I do not like when people invite you into their very deep, very sensitive family issues and you just standing there holding your hands together, not knowing what exactly to do while they just spill all the tea and air all the dirty laundry. Like, what am I supposed to do? Now, as they're talking, I don't know how or why her mom brought this up, but her mom brings up that she was just talking to Marlo's sister the night before, and she said, you want to know what I was saying? Marlo said, I was listening, but go ahead. She said, I was asking Crystal, I wonder if Marlo let me bring my friend around here, meaning her man friend. Marlo was absolutely triggered, and Marlo lost it. Marlo started explaining to her mom how much that upsets her. And her mom is saying, but that shouldn't upset you. Why does it upset you that I want to bring my friend around? Marlo said, why do you always have to have a man? What is the issue that you always have to have a man? Marlo said, you're only here for 3 days. I got 3 days with my mom, and you can't make it through 3 days without worrying about a man. How do you think that makes... And what this triggers is that abandonment, that neglect, that rejection, that feeling of her mom choosing men over her. It's the same thing. Marlo's in the confessional saying how the boyfriend thing has always been a trigger for her because that's always been the source of her mom neglecting and abandoning her. That it's always been about some man. And Marlo is going off on her mom about why she's always chasing a man when Kandi walks in. They go from going back and forth, but why you always got to have a man, to, hey baby, it's so good to meet you. I'm so glad to meet you. Come on here, give me a hug, darling. This is expert level dysfunction. So Kandi comes in and greets Marlo's mom, and Marlo runs out to grab them some drinks and really to gather herself because she's really upset about her mom. So Marlo's mom apologizes to Marlo for upsetting her. She said, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or upset you and make you cry. And I just wanted to apologize, and I will let him know that no, he cannot come around. And so, Marlo tries to just play it off and let it roll off her back and starts complimenting Kandi and telling Kandi how rich she looks. And so Kandi sits down and she's talking to Marlo's mom. Marlo says, I want y'all to get to know my mom because this will help you understand me better. The next thing you know, Kandi is asking the lady, well, how old were the kids when you started using drugs? I said, what in the holiday heart hell? Kandi ain't got no damn manners. Girl, why? Why would you be asking this girl mama that? So Marlo's mom explains that Marlo was about 7 when she started using. And Kandi is in the confessional saying how, though she and her mom always bump heads, she knows her mom is always there for her. And seeing Marlo and her mom try to figure it out makes her appreciate her mom all the more. I said, could you be any more shady? Damn. Basically, girl, your mama so up. It make me sure appreciate mine. So Kandi asked them, had they ever considered counseling, that maybe y'all should go to counseling together. She said, you know, I've tried it with my mama one time and I got cursed out. But I heard a lot of good things about counseling, so maybe y'all should try it. And Marlo's mom said that she's open to counseling. She said she wouldn't curse Marlo out. She said if she got things she needed to get off her chest, I wouldn't curse her out because I'm not in that space anymore. And I hope that they do absolutely find their way to healing. I hope that they get what they need to get it together and get to a better place, because this is unhealthy. So we move on and we get to the end of the episode. It's time for the fashion show. Sheree is getting ready for the show. She got the whole city coming out and she has fashions. And we bless him. She got her packages in about 2:30 that morning and she has everything. She got 24 looks. She is ready to go. So we think. So we see everybody at home getting ready for the fashion show. And I thought Kenya and Brooklyn were absolutely adorable. Kenya was pulling out dresses and sequins and things that she could wear to the fashion show. And all Brooklyn want to know is, can I wear that? And Kenya said, well, no, you too little. Well, can I get a new one? Basically, lady, get one in my size. Stop playing with me. If it come in your size, it come in my size too. They can make me one. I got a social life too, mama. So the guests are starting to arrive on time, but as per usual, Sheree is late. And of the ladies, Drew is the first to arrive. Well, the first thing Drew starts doing is looking around the room, counting where her coins might be. Let me see. I think my money might have paid for that. Yeah. Yeah, that looked like about $200 worth right there. Yeah, I see my money all through this bitch. Let me tell you something. Drew's foot is broke and in a boot, but she is keeping that on Sheree's neck. Do you hear me? She ain't coming up off her neck till she come up off her coins. Run me my money. Now the ladies all get there. They all look good, but Kenya served them fabulous on a silver platter. I am the silver platter. That Kenya's look was everything. And Marlo, while she works my nerves, she worked that leopard. Do you hear me? Now, Marlo was the last of the ladies to arrive. And when she arrived, she brought some tea with her. And that tea would be Tyrone. Girl, why I was in the parking lot coming in here and I saw Tyrone outside. Child, why the hell you think he here? Girl, and he got flowers. Girl, Sheree is lying. But she ain't going with him. She lying. Girl, hold on, here he comes. Here he comes. So Tyrone has snuck past whatever security Sheree did not have. And he lets himself into her dressing room. So here he comes with his bouquet of flowers and bullshit. And Sheree sitting there on the phone, not a bit of getting dressed, with some sound like a friend that she is telling she's going to hold the show up for. Okay, 30 minutes. You'll be here 30, 45 minutes. Okay, I got you. I'm going to hold you up. I'm 30 minutes. Girl, you are 14 years and 30 minutes late. If you don't go sell these damn clothes, then on top of her holding up the show, this fool got the nerve to be happy to see Tyrone. Are you serious? This man just embarrassed you in front of the entire cast of your production and your children. And you just as happy to see him? I don't understand. Now, she's in the confessional playing like she didn't want the flowers and she don't know why he there. But they got pictures of you taking pictures with him. Like, she is in there smiling and grinning and hugged up with him and taking pictures like he just been to her house last night. Like, girl. Sheree, there's so many problems here. It's not even funny. So then we see the arrival of Sheree's most important guest, Mr. Fashion Show with no fashions himself, Dwight Eubanks. because he gave her that model 14 years ago when she had the fashion show with no fashions. So Dwight is here hoping she's going to prove him wrong this time. So while Sheree is still in the back running late and holding up the show, tell me why Tyrone is out in the front shaking hands and greeting the ladies like he is Barack to her Michelle. Kandi says, so to what do we owe your presence? He says, well, you know, I'm off that monitor now so I can move like I want to. Boy, you full of shit. Kenya said, I can tell you right now, I don't like him. And Marlo said, I can tell you right now, Sheree done milked him. She met him when he had a couple coins. She done got whatever coins she gonna get out of him. He ain't got no more coins. He can take his lying ass on. So at this point, the show is about 2.5 hours late. And everybody is getting anxious. They feet hurting. They ready to go. The ladies are speculating and coming up with all kinds of reasons that she could be running late. She probably ran into this snag or that snag. Drew said no, she probably owes somebody a deposit she didn't pay. That's probably what's going on. Until you do right by her, she gonna drag everything you do. Do you understand me? So after all this hoopla and carrying on, over 2 hours late, the show finally starts. The models are walking out and they got on clothes. Oh my God. Now this is where it got real for me. When I tell y'all, I literally had tears in my eyes watching the show because all jokes aside, when you have had to overcome to accomplish, it hits different. And so to see her finally manifest this thing, to see her finally bring this vision to life, to see it go from paper to production is, oh my God. Like, I love to see people win. Well, as I'm all excited and inspired and just clapping, and oh my God, Sheree, I'm so happy for you. I can't believe she finally did it. Kandi said, I sure hope she has a way for us to purchase these things because I see a few pieces I'll wear. Well, about that, Sheree has been getting her ass handed to her all over the internet. That would be because, one, the damn website ain't got nothing on it. Now, let me tell you, I watched the show as it was airing, right? I saw them do the little countdown to say that her site should be ready in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right. So I'm on the site, and I'll tell you what did work is the links to see pictures of Sheree. So you can see pictures of Sheree and all her fitness gear. And I keep clicking shop and nothing is coming up. So I said, well, you know what? Let's just give it some more time. It'll come up after a while so we can see what she got for sale. Well, I gave it as much time as I could give it. And before I could finish giving it time, the internet was giving her the foot in her ass. Okay. They say, one, Sheree, you ain't made these clothes. They say you bought them off Shein. I said, well, damn. The people done went and found the same outfits on Shein, said Sheree done bought up the outfits and just put her logo on them and then quadrupled the price. Now, I don't even know how they figured that out because the site still don't work. I done refreshed on SheBuySheree.com like I'm looking for money, okay? I'm trying to understand why the website was at least showing pictures of her last night. Now it's a damn note. But y'all crashed the site because y'all were so interested and y'all were just, everybody was over here at the same time. I said, what in the Tyrone hell fly is this? Now it's our fault. It's our fault the site ain't working, girl. Sheree, I'm going to need you to go to hell. Do you have the clothes or not, man? Kenya said, hell with the clothes. She saw something else she liked in the show, a model. And she got up and showed that ass off. She ready to mingle now. Come here, sir. So at the end of the runway show, Sheree comes out. She takes the stage. She walks the runway. She has fireworks lining the entire... It was everything. I mean, it was everything. I was so happy for Sheree that she finally did it. She finally did it almost. Because why can't we order the stuff, Sheree? That's the whole point. You were supposed to show the world the stuff so they could come buy the stuff from you. Why can't we buy the stuff from you? But I'm going to let her have her moment. She's celebrating with her mom and daughter and all the ladies. They're all hugging her and telling her congratulations. They're so, so proud of her. And who comes slithering up but old Tyrone? Can I talk to you? I talk to you for a minute? Sheree said, no. I was more proud of her for that than the damn fashion show. Thank you very much. Get to please, sir. Sir. Sheree said it's a wrap on Prison Babe. She got her a man who is free and full now. She ain't got time for him. So the episode comes to an end with all of the ladies walking down the runway. They give their best runway walk, and we see exactly where they've strutted into at the end of the season. So we see Sonya first. She strutted into Dr. Jackie's office and had her IUD removed. So she and her husband are now working on their next baby. Kandi goes next, and we see that her estate planning is going nowhere. Their trusts remain unfinalized, but she is doing what she does, working. She's actually working on a new play on Broadway with the Samuel L. Jackson. I said, all right, well, we're going to put some respect on your name. So next we have Drew, who goes strutting down the runway in her bedazzled boot. And we see that Ralph's book is scheduled to come out really soon, but she still has yet to read it. Drew has absolutely no clue what's in it. Marlo is next. She goes down the runway showing the people she still got Megan knees. If you don't get your ass up. We see that she is working on building her next home. So finally is Kenya, who is posing and giving them body, honey. We see that after filming Wrap, she and Brooklyn have been frolicking through Europe and posing in front of the Eiffel Tower, honey. Brooklyn is living her best life, and I'm going to be just like her when I grow up. So, of course, Sheree closes out the episode. She's so excited about all the support, and I'm sure people were excited to support her, and they cannot. I literally waited as long as I possibly could to do this review to say, please, Sheree, please, don't look this crazy, please. And on top of that, there is some man going around saying that not only did he produce all the samples in a week's time in order to save her show, he spent around $2,500 out of his own pocket that he has yet to be reimbursed for. So he not only did not receive recognition for the work that he did, he also did not receive reimbursement for the work that he did. Now, Sheree, if this is true, because I don't know if it's true, all I know is what people say. If this is true, Sheree, you got to do better. This is tragic. This kind of thing has been said about Sheree since she came on this show 14 years ago. Now, you can't desire to live such a high lifestyle that you can't even afford the lifestyle and expect that other people should foot the bill on the parts of your lifestyle that you can't afford. It don't work like that. You don't just get to be lavish on other people's dime. I mean, unless you got a sponsor. You can't just run around doing this to people. Give that man his damn money. That's where this episode came to an end, child. Next week starts the reunion, where it looks like it's going to be all about Sheree, her business, her body, and her boo. Okay? They talking about this She by Sheree that is kind of off the ground, but not really. Drew apparently is accusing Sheree of getting her boobs and her butt done, and Sheree about to tell exactly which chamber of hell she can go to. They got a bunch of questions about Martell. It sounds like Andy might have some very detailed questions about old Martell Holt. Sheree also appears to be checking Kandi on using her for clickbait on YouTube. I said, oh shit. Todd is about to welcome Marlo into her first season as a peach holder by telling her about herself. And Drew and Sonya is about to go to blows. Child, it's going to be a time and we'll be there. But that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. As always, thank y'all so much for coming down here, listening to me and letting me get it off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And in the meantime, until next time, love you, mean it. Bye.